What's going on, guys? So I became a really big fan of Crystalline Conflict, and I decided I want to go ahead and start making some videos to kind of cover the different classes, their roles, how to play them effectively, and today we're going to start out with Gunbreaker because that's my main class. So I'm not going to get too much into introductions, let's just jump right into it. So the first thing I want to go ahead and do here is open up your character menu, open up PvP profile, and then take a look at your basic solid barrel combo, which is basically dumbed down into one button. That's going to be your Keen Edge, Brutal Shell, and Solid Barrel. Keep in mind that action changes to Burst Strike while under the effect of Powder Barrel. The other thing to keep in mind here is you got Gnashing Fang, which does start your continuation combo, which is pretty cool. So you're gonna basically, in PvP, just like in PvE now, you're gonna have Gnashing Fang, then you're gonna press your continuation button, and then Gnashing Fang will then turn into Savage Claw, so on and so forth. That is going to be your second primary combo in PvP. Moving right along, we have Double Down. So Double Down does 12,000 damage to all nearby enemies. So yes, it is an AoE, but honestly, I use it sometimes just for a single target damage. Very powerful skill, definitely worth using. Alright, and the next skill that we have here is Rough Divide. Rough Divide is a gap closer, but it also deals an attack with a potency of 2,000. The additional effect that it has is No Mercy, and why this is cool is because it also increases the damage dealt and the healing potency by 20% while also increasing your movement speed. Definitely use this. I pretty much use this almost immediately when it's off global cooldown. Alright, so the next two abilities that I want to explain are Drawn Junction and Junction Cast. Drawn Junction basically acts as an activation button for Junction Cast. Depending on your target, whether it's tank, healer, or DPS, Junction Cast will then have a appropriate ability depending on that. So the abilities that you can get are Blasting Zone, Nebula, or Aurora. So for example, let's say that you are attacking a tank and you happen to press Drawn Junction. Then at that point, Junction Cast will become Nebula. And if you're attacking a healer and you press Drawn Junction, it will then turn into Aurora. And if you attack a DPS and you press Drawn Junction, this ability will then turn into Blasting Zone. So this will remain as that ability until you press Drawn Junction again. The other thing to note is that when you press Drawn Junction, it also adds 1 point to your Powder Barrel gauge. So sometimes you might press this without actually having anything targeted, just so that you can get your Powder Barrel combo going. So now that I've covered the three combos at your arsenal as a Gunbreaker, let's look at all three right now. So the first one is the Solid Barrel combo, like I was saying in the beginning. That's just the same button, the three basic moves that you get. The second one that you get is the Solid Barrel combo. So that's gonna be when you press that same button again, then you're gonna follow up with Hyper Velocity. So there it is right there. And then finally, your continuation combo, which is Gnashing Fang, going into Jugular Rip, and then going back, because they change. And there it is. So those are the three combos that you should be doing over and over and over again. So elaborating on that a little bit further, don't forget about Drawn Junction, because once you press that, that does activate your Solid Barrel combo again. So you can do it one more time, just like that. Also keep in mind that, as we talked about before, it does change your Junction Cast. Alright, and finally, we're going to look at Relentless Rush, which is basically your PvP limit break. Now, this is, at first, doesn't seem too powerful, but if you read it and realize what it does, it's actually pretty strong. So, first of all, it does a potency of 4,000 damage to all players within the vicinity, and also reduces the damage that you take by 25%. A couple things to note is once Relentless Rush has completed, it turns into Terminal Trigger. So don't forget to press that button again, because Terminal Trigger, basically what it does is it stuns all of the targets that were in the vicinity of Relentless Rush. So another thing to note is once Relentless Rush is activated, it stacks damage and increases the damage that your enemies take by 4% per stack. Alright guys, well hopefully this video helped you out, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.